Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to start this topic, granulation tissue. Granulation tissue is a highly vascularized connective tissue composed of newly formed capillaries, proliferating fibroblasts, and residual inflammatory cells. As you can see in this microscopic picture of granulation tissue, this is the neovascularization, means there are new blood vessels are formed. So you can see the plasma cells, macrophages, lymphocytes, fibroblasts, neutrophils. You can all see this is in the healing process. Fine. Granulation tissue has inflammatory cells in it, newly formed blood vessels, fibrous tissue in the loose matrix. Fine. Granulation tissue is a new connective tissue and tiny blood vessels that form on the surface of the wound during healing process. It grows from the base of the wound and is able to fill the wound of almost any size. It forms and fills the injured area while the necrotic area is being removed. Basically, the concept of granulation tissue is it is present in the process of wound healing. So, the next slide is there are three phases involved in the formation of granulation tissue. The first phase is phase of inflammation, in which there are blood clots, exudation of the plasma, neutrophils, monocytes are present in it. In the phase of clearance, there are some proteolytic enzymes and autolytic enzymes for the dead tissues, and phagocytic activity of macrophage is happening in the phase of clearance. And there is a third phase, that is a phase of granulation tissue, in which new blood vessels are formed and fibrogenesis is taking place. Fibrogenesis is formation of fibroblast, and the angiogenesis is formation of new blood vessels. There are three main functions of granulation tissue. First is the immune function that protects the wound surface from microbial invasion and further injury. The second is the proliferative function, which fills the wound from its base with new tissue and vasculature. And the third is the temporary plug. This temporary plug replaces the necrotic tissue until the replacement by scar tissue. So these are the main functions of granulation tissue. Granulation tissue, how it appears, what you can see by the naked eye, that is the gross appearance. Fine. It would be soft to touch, light red or pink due to the new capillary beds, granular or bumpy in appearance, that could be moist, and painless when healthy. You can see clearly in these pictures the healing, wound healing is taking place by the secondary intention, and the surface is light pink to red in color. This is because of the new capillary beds. You can also see the moist surface and the granular appearance in both the pictures. You can clearly distinguish that there are some granular appearance, fine, bumpy appearance of these tissues. So this is the granulation tissue formation. You can clearly appreciate in both the pictures that this is the accurate appearance of granulation tissue. This is the diagram that you have to make on your practical notebooks. So what you will see in the microscope, there are some thin walled capillary beds that neovascularization means new blood vessels are formed. You can clearly appreciate the fibroblasts in it, neutrophils are present, and macrophages. These all things will you can see in the microscopic appearance. You have to draw this diagram and label it. So this, under the microscope, you will see the granulation tissue in the ulcer, like new blood vessels. These are the blood vessels, fine, and lined by epithelium. You will see the inflammatory, a lot of inflammatory infiltrates are seen in it, and plus the new blood vessels. This is the main picture that you will see under the light microscope. Now, what are some complications of wound healing? It can be deficient scar formation, means if there are there could be wound dehiscence. Wound dehiscence is that wound is not appropriate. Wound healing is not appropriate because of some reasons. Why wound dehiscence occur? Because there are less formation of the granulation tissue. There could be the less formation of granulation tissue which result in the wound dehiscence, means wound edges will not approximate properly. Ulceration could be occur in patients with some clotting problems. There could be the ulceration of the wound. In case of, it can be excessive formation of the scar tissue. In case of excessive formation, it could be the keloid formation, or exuberant granulation tissue could be formed over there, or there could be the formation of contractures, result in the deformities of wound and surrounding tissue. Okay, now the main thing that you have to differentiate between two of it, that is granulation tissue and granuloma. What is a granuloma? Granuloma, it is a mass of granulation tissue produced in response to infection, inflammation, or the presence of foreign substance. This is a granuloma. And whereas granulation tissue is a new connective tissue and a tiny blood vessels that form on the surface of the wound during healing process. You can clearly appreciate the difference between the two. Granulation tissue is a newly formed connective tissue, whereas granuloma is produced in the response to infection and inflammation or the presence of any foreign substance. In granulation tissue, fibrovascular proliferation occurs, means there is a production of new fiber and there is a production of new vascular supply. Whereas granuloma, it is a type of chronic inflammation. Granulation tissue occurs in wound healing, whereas granuloma is formed in chronic inflammation. Granulation tissues appearance would be reddish in color, soft, granular, moist, and bumpy, as you have already studied. And granuloma appearance will be cheese-like, and under the microscope you can see the area of necrosis in it. Okay? Granulation tissue could be painless, whereas in granuloma the patient will feel low-grade fever. And in granulation tissue there are new blood vessel formation, fibroblasts, and mononuclear cells. There, granuloma is a combination of macrophages and surrounded by lymphocytes. Granulation tissue grows at the base of the wound, aiding in healing process. Whereas granuloma main function is to surround and digest foreign substance. So you need to learn these differences because it could come in your exam. Now the composition of granuloma. You can clearly, that was not our topic, but I just want you to know the main difference between these two. Fine. You have to learn this diagram. Also, you need to, because sometimes we ask such questions in your exam. So, in granuloma, you will see the epithelioid cells, multinucleated giant cells, and lymphoid cells, plus there could be the central necrosis plus epithelioid cells, then multinucleated giant cells, and lymphocytes are clearly seen in case of granuloma. Okay, stay home. Nobody is safe nowadays, and we are not immune to any coronavirus. Okay, Allah Hafiz.